Today's fabulous five are actually going to be six. Vaudevillians. Vaudeville was popularized in the late 1800s in the USA and consisted of unrelated acts grouped together. Types of acts may have included popular and classical musicians, singers, dancers, comedians, trained animals, magicians, ventriloquists, strongmen, female and male impersonators, acrobats, clowns, illustrated songs, jugglers, one-act plays or scenes from plays, athletes, lecturing celebrities, minstrels, and movies. If you came to a vaudeville show, you would expect to be surprised. A vaudeville performer is often referred to as a vaudevillian and was often someone who could showcase many different talents. Let's look at some Black American vaudevillians you might not have heard of. There were two groups of three who often performed together. Let's start with Lena Wilson. She was born in 1896 in Charlotte, North Carolina. She was a vaudevillian and blues singer who often toured with her foster brother Danny Wilson, a pianist, and his wife Edith Wilson, who was also a blues singer. Danny Wilson was born in 1893 in Charleston, South Carolina. He was a pianist and vaudeville performer who began on the Theater Owners Bookers Association circuit in the South from 1918 through at least 1921. When he married Edith Goodall, she joined their show. His 1924 passport shows us that he traveled to Paris to study music. Edith Goodall Wilson was born in 1896 in Louisville, Kentucky. She's the most well-known of this vaudeville trio because not only was she a blues singer, dancer, and vaudevillian, but she was the face of Quaker Oats' Aunt Jemima from 1948 to 1966. She was the first Aunt Jemima to appear in television commercials. On a side note, Quaker Oats Company has finally come into the 21st century recently by rebranding the Aunt Jemima brand, full of every kind of black stereotype you can imagine, into the Pearl Milling Company. Score one for America. Our next trio begins with George William Walker, who sometimes went by Nash Walker. He was born in 1872 in Lawrence, Kansas. He got started as a shoe shiner who entertained his customers with dances. His first paid performance was on a wooden platform on a corner in Lawrence, Kansas, entertaining crowds for Dr. Blank's Cure 'em While You Wait Dandelion Tonic. He then met Burt Williams in San Francisco and started a two-man act in which Nash played the straight man and Burt Williams the fool. In case you're wondering what that means, the straight man has to keep a serious face while the fool behaves outrageously. A famous duo you might know who played this kind of comedy was Abbott and Costello. Burt Williams, the second of this duo, was born in 1874 in Nassau, Bahamas. As an actor, comedian, songwriter, recording artist, and one of the most successful and popular entertainers of the vaudeville era, he was a key figure in the development of African American entertainment. In an age when racial inequality and stereotyping were commonplace, he became the first Black American to take the lead role on the Broadway stage, as well as being the first Black man to have the leading role in a film called Darktown Jubilee in 1914. He even worked with another vaudevillian you probably have heard of, W.C. Fields. Rounding out this trio is George Walker's wife, Ada Wilmore Overton. She was born in 1880 in Manhattan, New York. She was a vaudeville performer, actress, singer, dancer, choreographer, and often billed as Queen of the Cakewalk. The Cakewalk was a dance developed from the prize walks, dance contests with a cake awarded as the prize. It was originally a processional partner dance, danced with comical formality. Here's a clip of the Cakewalk. You can see how they had a lot of fun with that dance. In 1898, Ada joined the famous comedy team of Burt Williams and George Walker and appeared in all of their shows. Premiering at the New York Theater on February 18, 1903, the three starred together in an American musical comedy called In Da Homie. It was the first full-length musical written and played by Black Americans to be staged in an indoor venue on Broadway. It featured music by Will Marion Cook and lyrics by poet you've probably heard of, Paul Laurence Dunbar. It was written by Jesse A. Shipp as a satire on the American Colonization Society's Back to Africa movement of the early 19th century. The musical ran for 53 completed performances and had 2 tours in the United States and 1 tour of the United Kingdom. In August 1904, George and Ada performed in front of King Edward at the Royal Palace in Buckingham, England. Who could top that? That's our Fabulous 6. Come back again to find out who the next Fabulous 5 Black Americans will be, so you can learn some history and honor these amazing Americans.